To Vanessa Poonah, who's at the Western Cape High Court. Vanessa, a very good morning to you. I wonder whether or not you can hear me. We have unconfirmed reports that Shrien Dewani has now arrived in court. Can you verify that for us, please?
Yes, good morning, and I can verify that Shrien Dewani has indeed arrived at the Western Cape High Court just a short while ago. He's expected to appear before Cape Judge President Deputy Cape Judge President Anni Dewani at about 10 o'clock this morning. We have not yet seen sight of the families of either Anni Dewani or Shrien Dewani's family, but we do know that, and we can confirm that he has arrived at court about 10 minutes ago.
Do we know whether or not family members on both sides will be present?
Yes, the family of Shrien Dewani have been present in court since his first court appearance here in South Africa, and we do fully expect them to attend court proceedings again here today. Last night, the family of Anni also indicated that they would be in court every single day of the trial starting from today. They have not arrived as yet, but we do expect to see the families, and interestingly enough, it will be the first time that both families will be seeing each other, will be encountering each other in South Africa since Anni was killed in November 2010 here in Cape Town.
And Vanessa, you and I spoke about this briefly a couple of minutes ago, but just reiterate for us whether or not, or in fact not even whether or not, but what we can expect from today's proceedings. Could you run us through what's expected to happen today?
Yes, Shrien Dewani faces 5 charges, including kidnapping, murder, as well as obstructing the administration of justice. Now, what we expect to happen here this morning is for him to actually plea to those charges. That will possibly be the first thing on the agenda when court sits at 10 o'clock. We also do know that the state and the defence have indicated that there would be a list of admissions at the start of this trial, and a list of admissions is really just the facts which are not in dispute. Now, a list of admissions is usually made by accused in the matter to cut down on the trial time, and also not to then argue points which are not in contention. So at this point in time, we can expect this morning to see that list of admissions handed into court. There was indication early on that this list could amount to 46 pages. So those are the things we can expect happening inside courtroom 2 when the trial gets underway. Now, a short while ago, the media as well as camera people from various media houses have started queuing. They are making their way inside court. There are a number of restrictions on the media to actually film and broadcast this trial. Only 2 camera people are allowed in court for about 15 minutes before the start of the trial this morning. So a lot of my colleagues, as well as colleagues in the industry, have already taken up their seats inside court too, the moment they heard or saw the convoy of Shrien Dewani making its way into the Western Cape High Court.
And Vanessa, we can indeed see your peers now live on camera, various camera officials, and in fact even behind you we can see some media organizations already starting to set up for the broadcast there. But we do understand that the proceedings inside court will not be broadcast live, as was the case in the Oscar Pistorius trial. Any reasons for why that is?
Yes, there have been concerns from the NPA as well as the defence of Shrien Dewani. Firstly, and possibly most importantly, that being his fragile mental state, as it were. Neither side really wants to see anything happen in this trial that could possibly cause any further delays. You would know that it's been a marathon extradition process to have Mr. Dewani come to South Africa to come and face the charges, among others, murder of his wife while they were on honeymoon in November 2010. So neither party really would like to see anything hampering the progress that he has made since his arrival a month ago. The court did hear, and also the court then ruled that he was fit to stand trial after suffering from a post-traumatic stress disorder as well as anxiety issues. Mr. Dewani was at the last court appearance billed to be in good health and also fit to stand trial and also to communicate with his counsel. So I think that is one of the most important reasons why both parties do not want the media to broadcast live. And then secondly, there are also a number of international witnesses that are tipped to come and testify in this trial. And that is another reason why I think the parties on both sides are reluctant to have proceedings broadcast live. They do not want anything to hamper this trial going ahead and coming to a speedy conclusion.
Yeah, and Vanessa, Anni Dewani's family reiterating what you've just said, saying all they want is a fair trial and to know what really happened on that fateful evening. Annie's family having held that press conference, her father and uncle having spoken out. Just in closing, just run us through what they had to say yesterday, please.
It was an emotional media briefing yesterday here in Cape Town. Both Annie's father as well as uncle have really just appealed for the truth to finally be made known. They say they've been living in torture for the past 4 years, and that really is their plea at this point in time. They want to know exactly what happened to Annie on that night in November 2010. The questions from her uncle, Ashok and daughter, why her? Why was she murdered this way? Why was she scared with a gun? And these are just some of the questions that the family, I think, really want answered. When this trial commences today, it's been a long wait for them. It's been taxing emotionally and otherwise. Just emotions were very raw at this media briefing last night. The family have asked the media to please respect them from this point on until at least the end of the trial, to not request any media interviews. They won't be speaking to the media again. Hence, they've called this media briefing ahead of the trial starting today. As with Shrien Dewani, numerous requests to his family to be interviewed have been turned down. They have appeared at every single one of his court appearances here in South Africa, here at the Western Cape High Court behind me, but they've remained mum. They are respecting their words, the South African judicial system, and they want this trial to be managed in the court and not outside. And in their words, they've respectfully declined to be interviewed by media.
Vanessa, we'll have to leave it there for now. Thanks again for that update. Vanessa Poonah, live outside the Western Cape High Court. There will be crossing to her regularly here on Channel 404 on DSTV. So for the very latest, do stay with us.